Today I get to sit down with someone who's been both a coach and a counselor to me, and a pretty incredible human all around, Amber Smith. Amber is a workforce advisor with Community Futures Entre-Corp and a personal trainer at Crew Training. She's helped people level up in business, in the gym, and in life, and sometimes all at once. I've been on the receiving end of that coaching and her guidance through our collective journey, and let me tell you, she has this rare ability to make you laugh, think, and face all your excuses all in the same sentence. Today, we're going to talk about what it means to lead with authenticity, why community matters more than titles, and how fitness, faith, and self-awareness all weave together in her story. So grab your coffee or maybe your gym water bottle and let's dive in. Amber, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, it's nice to have you here. We've already had a lot of fun conversation, even in the prelude to this. So
yeah, we really did. We really did. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we
Amber,
actually maybe might have missed some good stuff for you.
I think so. Yeah, and we'll see where this goes. We're going to touch on a lot of kind of fun and interesting and exciting things, at least for the two of us. Maybe not for anybody else. But I got to know you. I think it's about 2.5 years ago now, I want to say.
I'd say so.
Yeah, right around that. And that was at Crew, the local gym here in town. You were one of the trainers. We did not like you, for the record. Some about birthday burpees. But
you liked me.
Yeah. The good news is that physically I'm such a specimen. I don't need to worry about it too much. But yeah, so you do that. That's kind of your part-time gig.
Yeah.
You also work at Community Futures Entre-Corp as a workforce advisor.
Yeah.
And then for a short stint, you were also involved with a place called Our Collective Journey, which I want to touch on a little bit too, because that was a pretty impactful part of my life. So yeah, what is keeping you busy these days other than everything?
You know what? I feel like I'm less busy than I was before, but I don't feel like I have any time still. Truly. I would say I stay mostly busy. One, with my kid who's getting a little bit older. We're prepping her for grad.
Oh, wow.
Work. Yeah, she's in her grad year, which is crazy. She's my baby at home. I don't feel ready to be empty nester.
Yeah.
And then coaching. I spend the majority of my time, any free time, I love to be coaching at the gym or traveling, hiking, running.
Nice.
Doing my thing.
Doing your thing.
Yeah.
There you go. What do you love about coaching? Is it, other than that sadistic nature of watching people suffer?
Yeah.
What gives you the feels?
I like to see people find that belief in themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the belief in themselves that they could do hard things, right? And the gym isn't always about doing the hardest thing. It's about moving your body, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. It's so important for our longevity. And fitness is a big part of my life, I think, too, for my mental health and my mental well-being, right? And so, when you make that step in the door, that's just a step in the right direction. I think at the gym, I was never a group fitness person. I've always worked out alone in my gym by myself.
Yep.
I've ran by myself my entire time of running.
Just did your first marathon, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And so when I started going to Crew, I also love that community.
Sure.
Right? The community was everything for me, and it was just a different feel. And I think that is so important also for people. I think when you get into the gym, you have your community there, your people there, and I get to see people cheer people on. So it's you come in the door, you come in for you, and then your people are there. Yeah. I don't know. I love that. I love the community side of it. I love how everybody becomes well connected. And I sadistically like to watch people suffer. My husband's like, "Are you laughing at making them want to hurt?" And I was like, "Kind of."
Yeah.
Right? It challenges you.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are like, "I can't."
Yeah.
But I'm like, "No, but you actually can, and you do, and you did."
See, that group fitness is a good thing. So, Nora and I went there for a stint anyways. And yeah, it was hard, but you are right. When you're going there at 5 a.m., it is nice to have somebody else there that
Yeah.
is just like getting everybody amped up and ramped up, right? So different mentality for sure. How do you see that? Like, do you get to bring that messaging as far as healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit? Do you get to also now bring that somewhat into what you do in your current role with Community Future Entre-Corp? Like, you're working with a lot of small business owners, right?
Yeah. We work with a lot of small entrepreneurs, and we work with a ton of new startups.
Okay.
Ton of new startups, innovation companies, which you'd be aware of. And they need a lot of support.
Yeah.
There's a lot of needs there. They don't understand what's available to them. And so for me, there's definitely a relation in all the things I like to do.
Yeah.
Like it brings me a lot of joy to see those people succeed. It's also very good for our community. It's great for them. It creates more opportunity in our community for meaningful jobs for our youth. So you see everybody winning.
Yeah.
Like we thrive off of small business. 96% of businesses in Alberta are small business.
Wow.
And in rural communities, 17%, there's 17% of all small businesses come from rural community versus the larger municipalities are 12%. So small business are like the foundation of rural community. It's a necessary thing for us here.
Have you got any people into the gym from crossing paths in these other elements?
So we have this new person who works with us. This is so rude to say. Very silly to say of
names.
me. But his wife was coming to the gym, and I absolutely love her.
Yeah.
Absolutely love her. And she's fallen off like you.
Yeah.
So that's my
Now, are we saying that just because you're not seeing me, or there's some physical elements that might be at play
I'd like
here?
to see you more often.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd like to
Perfect.
see you
Okay,
more
so
often.
Randy's tailed off.
Yeah,
Yes.
and anyways, he was like, "Oh, I'll let your wife know." And I said, "Don't worry. Now that she knows I work with you, I'll live in her head rent free."
Oh, no. The poor guy.
Yeah. So you know what I do? I haven't convinced all of them. I've had one come. It's not necessarily their jam in our office, which
Right.
they always say that I'm probably the most physically active out of everybody in there.
Yeah. Well, and the most energy in the bunch, I have no doubt.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite element about training people at the gym, other than seeing them, be able to do things maybe they weren't able to do before?
Truthfully, I love going in and talking to people.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I
Building
love 5 and 6 a.m. Building relationships.
Is it because they're more vulnerable because they're still half asleep?
You know what? Some are more perky than others.
Yeah.
But I think, too, the gym is a space where people also tell you what's going on in their personal lives.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they've had a bad day or they've got something going on and they feel like they're not showing up in their best self at the gym. And it's because they have all these things. So I feel like not only you go there for the challenge, but you kind of also become like a mentor and someone that they can lean on when times are not so tough or not so
Bit of a
easy.
counselor.
Yeah, you're
like
a counselor.
The bartender.
Yeah, you literally are.
not
But at the
drinking.
gym.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to keep them moving and going because life's not always easy for everybody. So I love that. I love that part. You tend to know a lot about people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you kind of lean into that counseling side of things? We're going to talk about our collective journey a little bit later on, but is that kind of a part of your life where you want to be able to help other people?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that my life growing up would have probably shaped that narrative for me in the supporting, understanding that people don't always have the best of circumstances. Maybe that's growing up or where they've landed in life or events come up. And I've just been through some stuff in my life. And I think that like at OCJ, we talk a lot about lived experience and how that lived experience helps people move forward, right? And not everybody feels like everyone understands them. And so if you have some commonality with people, that goes a long way to say, you know what, like I get it.
Are you still with our collective journey?
No, I'm not.
You're not. Okay.
No,
yeah.
no.
You were with them for a couple of years.
I think it was a year.
Okay. Yeah. What was one of the worst injuries you've ever seen at the gym?
You.
I was hoping
And
you
it
were going to say
wasn't.
that.
You're my only Band-Aid, and like
Really?
outside of a juice box. Yeah, there's been some people actually who have broke their wrist, but not on my on my timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you ripped your skin there, when you put the big heavy weight
On the other big heavy
and
weight.
I've never seen somebody. I was like, you need to sit down because you're too tall for me. Like if you fall, we're gonna hurt yourself. I was like, wow.
There's a little bit of a history in Randy's life with passing out with pain and blood and all that goes along with it. And Nora and I were just having a good laugh with Levi about that, saying, yeah, she made me go outside, sit on the curb because that's the closest part to the ground.
You needed to relax there. Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, wow.
What is happening?
What I mean? I was like, it's just blood. And then you forget that people don't always love a little blood. And yeah, you'd lost a good chunk of skin. So
well, that's funny. Well, I was hoping you were going to say that because I'm like, it's been a while. Maybe something else has happened, but sounds like I'm actually the only one.
I want you to know that we have a different gym rack so you will not pinch your fingers when you come back.
When I come back.
When
well
you come
played.
back.
Well played. A couple of years ago, actually, we just had the anniversary of it. We had a young man here at Grassroots who unfortunately committed suicide.
Yeah, super tough.
Yeah, very, very hard. He had been with us for 8 years, going on 9 years. And we reached out to an organization called Our Collective Journey, and as a way of bringing them in to help counsel our crew, right? A lot of these guys had worked together for quite a long time. And you were part of that. So I did not know you were part of that. And when I opened the door, I was like,
I just showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
it was great. And then I was surprised. I was like, oh,
yeah,
I know you.
Yeah. And I would have to say it actually made the experience for myself anyways really nice, and for Nora.
Yeah.
Familiarity was also good. But I know in that moment you also talked a lot about yourself, and it was what you just said, which was bringing your story forward so that you can start to relate with what other people are maybe going through. But what did that year at Our Collective Journey look like, and what do they do, I guess, because it's kind of an interesting.
Yeah. So really the primary focus of Our Collective Journey is actually helping people support individuals in recovery from addiction. So I think sometimes there can be a bit of a misconception of who they support, and they do support everybody who's open and willing. But a lot of the times the people that they do support, or that we supported when I was there, were individuals, it's you've got a job, you have company, you've got a family, and you have also a closet drinking or drug problem, and your life's about to implode. Yeah. So a lot of it was helping individuals, that just needed to either find that pathway into recovery. What does recovery look like for them? What will that mean for them? Where could I go to treatment if that is an option for me? So a lot of system navigation of just letting them know what supports are available, and then also chatting with them about what's going on, what their experiences are, how that looks like. A lot of the time we did family conversations to talk with partners.
Yeah.
We actually found, so they started a group that meets, I can't remember how often they meet. They were maybe meeting once every 2 weeks. I don't know how often they meet today, called Pathways to Recovery. I think that meeting still goes.
Yep, I've heard of it. Yep.
And actually there was probably a 50-50 split on family owners to people in recovery, which made that meeting incredible. It's an incredible meeting. If you ever just want to hear people's thoughts and perspectives, because you'd have the addict in the room, and then you would have the family in the room saying,
that can speak to the other side.
Yes,
of it.
yes, which was really powerful, because there's a lot of behaviors and addictions, that impact families, and to hear it from both sides was huge. So there's people trying to get into recovery, and they're telling these family members you might be being lied to by your person. This is very characteristic behaviors of someone in addiction. That person could be lying to you. So it was, I found that meeting very powerful, very powerful. So sometimes we think of treating people with addiction as we're always treating people that are just on our streets and they're downtown. But it's really about the people who are open and willing and ready.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. lot of really well put together people who are falling apart behind the scenes for sure.
Yeah, there's I've just experienced that with a friend of mine as well, where getting the help they need right now, which is amazing, right? Yeah. And you're so grateful for those organizations that are out there to get the wheels back on the bus and get it going the right direction.
Yeah, they do really meaningful work. They work in the high schools. So they have recovery coaches that go to the high schools, talk to youth who might be suffering, who maybe have family members that are suffering, speaking to that lens to them, if they're open, willing. I know Derek Lillico does lots of the school stuff, mental health talks. If someone reached out like you did in your terms, we were like, yeah, for sure. Because we know people are suffering. And
yeah, we were actually, it was through a friend of my wife's who worked for victim services. And she had said this would be a good organization that, might be able to help you out.
Yeah,
and it was huge. Like it really did, just that afternoon that you guys came in, just to be able to have this open and honest conversation about it really, for us, it boiled down to a lot of confusion about why on earth did this just happen, right?
Yeah.
And then just to be able to talk openly and freely and everybody get vulnerable in that moment. And it led, I do believe, to a lot of good healing.
Yeah. And I thought that was really important for you to do, and such a good leadership choice to have somebody come in, right? Because one, if it's just you, right? You need somebody else's perspective, somebody else's lens on it. And I do think that it allowed everybody to come together, including yourself, including Nora, and put you guys at the table, to be at the table with those individuals. Because that was a really big loss for you guys.
It was huge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, the nice thing, the positives that have come out of that have been really welcome. A relationship now with Dan's father.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Being able to commemorate him up at the Big Marble Ghost Center. Yeah. Just some really positive things now to be able to look back on and see through a different lens.
Yeah,
than,
with all
the
dark
tragedy,
stuff,
right? Yeah,
something good has got to come out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that people don't. It's still hard, and you don't ever not miss that individual, right? But you need to have a different perspective moving forward, because life is different. How can you make
and be there to support. I think if I could offer one message to anyone, I'd known the young man for a long time, but there's typically going to be a lot of people out there and you need support too. Yeah. Right. And I think it really actually helps find that community. And I think that's what really helped with you guys coming in, was realizing, our work was a community that loved that individual, and it just helps with the healing process. So looking for those community resources, whether it is addiction, drugs, alcohol, or whatever, abuse or whatever else, right? Yeah.
Mental health and suicide was really prevalent at that time.
Yes.
And so that was hard. A lot of people were struggling. And it's interesting because OCJ was kind of formed around that whole development of people losing their lives.
Oh, and, was it really?
Yeah. So that whole group of young gentlemen. Yeah. So these guys, it would have been Damien and Rick and Ryan at the time, had come together and said, we need to put some type of mental health support here together.
So that was the catalyst.
That was the catalyst that took it, put it togetger. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
talk about giving back.
Yeah. You lost a lot of individuals and so it's kind of crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah. Community's everything in terms of recovery and in terms of mental health. You say it all the time, and you say it a lot to people in addiction. And I think it goes for all of your mental health challenges. We suffer in silence, right? Everybody suffers in silence. People who, have really strong mental health challenges or suicidal ideation, that's a lot of they're isolating those feelings towards themselves a lot of the times. And you'd hope that we can continue to communicate in a positive way that brings people to talk to other individuals. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Community Future Entre-Corp.
Yeah.
So you've been there
coming on 2 years.
Coming on 2 years. Okay, nice. I kind of laugh because it seems like no matter where I go,
I'm here for you.
you find me. Exactly.
See,
It's
I live in your head rent-free.
Yeah, you are living in my head rent free. The gym,
Yeah.
OCJ, and now it's
meant
like,
to be
and then all of a
friends
sudden, I know exactly. It's just meant
Yeah.
to be, right? You're meant to play a part in my life, and I love that, and I accept
Yeah.
it, and the good and the bad side of it.
Yeah.
So, but with Community Future Entre-Corp, you do support, like you said, that startup community,
Yeah.
the small business community.
Yeah.
Walk us through what a day in the life looks like.
Oh, man, I get in. I go to work with a really awesome team. I absolutely love the team there.
What is the name of your manager there? I met
Sean
him.
Blewett.
Sean, thank you.
Yeah.
Australian.
Aussie guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aussie guy. That's
Yeah.
what he was. Yeah, we had a fun time over a beer.
He's great.
He is.
He's great. He's
Yeah.
a great leader. He's really good at helping direct, letting you take initiative on things,
Yeah.
supporting your journey. And really a good guider for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I work with Tracy.
Yeah.
Greg's been our lender there for forever.
Yeah.
I just can't say enough about them. I feel really good there. They have a great culture, great team. So yeah, I come in, I generally look at all of the things that are available to businesses, connect with businesses. Our lending team refers me a lot of clients. Tracy, when she's working with her innovative clients, lets me know what they might be looking for, a little bit about the business. And then it's like going on the hunt to see what's there.
Yeah.
What's there, what supports them, how can we put things together, training, work on the economic growth forum, just different resources. And then I spend a lot of time just connecting with people, getting out in the community, connecting with all the different support organizations, which I absolutely love. Being able to talk to businesses. I was in banking prior to going to OCJ.
Okay.
Actually, and I said that I don't regret leaving the bank by any stretch. It was great, but one thing I missed there was connecting with business and
Sure.
then like understanding what they do, why they do it.
Well, you're in the perfect seat then right now, right?
Yeah,
You're getting a front row seat into the needs of what businesses are struggling with out there right now.
Yeah, and then how do we capture that and take it back to the people that matter so that we continue to support our organizations in Southeast Alberta down here? Because we'd have to ask Tracy, but like this little corner of the province, it provides a large number to GDP here.
Yeah.
She knows that information. I don't.
Often
Forgotten.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing big things down here.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that doesn't get lost in sight. Like, give us more funding.
Please.
Yeah, all the funding.
Yeah. We got places that would love to use it.
Yeah. And I think we've done a really good job. Are you on the Aztec Award list?
I am on the Aztec Award. I shouldn't say I am.
Yes.
Grow
is on the Aztec.
Yes, actually. So, yeah, we're one of the finalists for one of their awards. Elliot and I will be going up there for November 7th. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Funny thing about that. So in talking to Gail with
Tech Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech
and
Alberta.
Aztec, yeah.
She was saying that she was so happy. I was shocked at her enthusiasm.
She is the most positive individual, and you should talk to Deb if you haven't.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
my God, yeah.
Well, her enthusiasm surprised me in the sense that it was because I was from Southern Alberta, Southeast Alberta.
Yeah.
She's like, we need more representation from Southeast Alberta. So I'm kind of hoping that's my into a win, to be honest with you. Like, hey, we just got a guy from Southeast Alberta. Let's give him that. But yeah, the supports out there are pretty wild, actually. And we were fortunate. We finally did. I've kind of been slandering grants lately because it's just this exhausting process. But we actually were just successful on a grant through Alberta Innovates, and then also NRC IRAP.
Yeah.
Right? So. But it's because of those relationships with people like Tracy, and the John Strohs and the Shannon Yeagers and everybody else and people like yourself too. So I know one of the areas you really work with us on is employment, right? So, and that's through both businesses is, employment through either for the one company research type people or youth employment on the other side. I want to talk about youth employment. I love talking youth.
All right.
What are we seeing out there right now?
It's terrible.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Cut to the chase a little bit.
Well, okay, so I want to say that youth unemployment was higher than pre-COVID or post-COVID. I can't remember. It was at 20% here during summer, which is astronomical.
Wow.
It's astronomical. And every business and every student will tell you they hand out 100 resumes and they get no calls back.
Yeah.
And every business will tell you they're inundated with 1,000 resumes when they post a job.
Yeah.
Everybody applies. There is not enough new jobs to sustain the people looking for work at the moment. And we're seeing our youth really, really have challenges there. Really, really have challenges there, yeah.
What's the... so we employ that kind of...
Yeah.
When we're talking youth, what age range are we talking?
Well, it depends. So typically we see 15 to 24, and federally they could say 15 to 30.
Okay,
so.
But that's kind of where youth is always a bit of a misconception, because I think when a lot of people hear youth, they think high school.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But
No,
youth
it's
actually
university,
does translate.
college.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So we do hire a lot of that.
Yes.
That age range, right? The youth age range. And it is interesting because we see them come in with little to no experience.
Yeah.
We just currently have a young man working for us right now. He's 25. So he would fall in that category, right?
Yeah.
And it can be frustrating as all get out.
Yeah.
And we have the conversations as a group that even at 25, this is the first time he's actually been face to face with a shovel or rake or anything else.
Yeah.
And that can be very hard as an employer.
Yeah.
Because it can be frustrating, and it can lead to lack of productivity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things. So is there a way, like what can we be doing earlier on, if I were to ask you this, to start developing some of those skills and those understandings for jobs like grassroots landscaping, right? Where it is going to be physical, it is going to be outside, because there's always that little bit of a disconnect, right?
Yeah. You know, I think that the more that businesses can get in front of youth and talk about the work that they do and help youth understand the job opportunity, I think that is a win.
Right.
Right. I do feel like some of the schools, I don't know if you pay attention to Prairie Rose School Division.
Yeah. We were just,
I think that they've developed a lot of really cool programming.
Did you hear about the new one?
So Regan's actually going to talk about the facility.
Oh, wow.
At the Economic Growth Forum. You coming to the Economic Growth Forum next week?
Next week? Yeah, it's on my calendar.
Okay, so she's going to be on a panel, and she said, I will give everybody there an insider piece. So I don't know.
That's your way of saying I'm not allowed to.
No, you can absolutely talk about it. I don't know. So I was really pumped to hear her. So I think Regan does some really cool stuff.
I've heard that.
She's very innovative. She's creative. And I think that schools are getting better at changing what school looks like. How do they adapt work-life experience into real life and for kids to know what they're going to get into, right? I think also our kids have been very sheltered, very isolated for a long time, and those have had impacts, significant mental health impacts of what jobs they're getting. Are they getting into the workforce quicker? What are their expectations getting into the workforce quicker? So I think as frustrating as it can be, as an owner, we have to have probably a little more patience as much as we don't want to. And we're like... It's
a challenge.
It's a challenge, right? Yeah. But if someone's willing and able to do the work, then, you just got to hope. Yeah.
Give them some leash and give them some guidance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And,
they need better guidance. They need good leadership. They don't work under the dictatorship anymore.
No.
They've got a lot of feelings. And some still do. Some have better coping, but I do feel like a lot don't.
Well, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. Like, when you think about it, that was that whole Industrial Revolution hierarchy model, right? Where it was just straight top-down leadership, and that was it, right? And I really enjoy today's leadership model. I think there's a way to create that safe space at work. And again, safe space is just the ability to feel like you can make a mistake with not having your head ripped off.
Yeah.
And creating an environment where you talk about those things and get more creative out of it, right? And really drawing on some of the knowledge that this young group of workers does have, that I think often it's just typically looked at as, well, what do you have to offer, right?
Yeah.
You haven't done anything. You've been sitting in mom and dad's basements playing video games. I think COVID really messed this group up.
Yeah, it did make it very hard. Socially, it made it very tough for them.
Yeah. I think there's a big disconnect that happened there. And it's going to take a little bit to get through that. I know if I could use, Elliot as an example, with what he's working on right now through the new business, where he is being thrust into the forefront of communicating with clients and city representatives and troubleshooting these problems and not, expecting a result quickly, because that's, I think, one of the big challenges.
They're very reactive, Very
reactive. And if I do something, I should just get the result I want right now.
Yes.
Immediate.
Yes.
Right? And it is a retraining of not everything is immediate.
Yes.
You need to find a problem, solve a problem. It might create 2 or 3 more problems, solve that problem.
Yeah.
And then just keep going. And I look at what he's going through right now and it excites me, but he's pretty unique. He has that opportunity, whereas a lot of others don't, right?
Yeah.
So I think you are right. That business needs to figure out a way to support that.
Yeah.
And help develop these young men and women. And
it's hard. It's a lot. I think it's a lot for the business owner to have to take on. Right?
It is. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because
especially small business owner.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we need you to solve the problem. Because nobody else is really solving it. But I do feel like we're seeing some changes in school, and I think that is super helpful. I see more funding, like the youth incentive program for funding to try to help get more youth jobs, which, maybe the pendulum is swinging in a little bit of a positive light where, youth could get a job and maybe they chose not to take a job because of that job, where now, if you get called for a job, you better take that job because you're not getting a job. Right. And maybe that opens their eyes from a different perspective. And so, I don't know, that just actually came to my mind in this conversation where maybe it's not so bad. Yeah, well, exactly. And maybe it isn't so bad. And maybe you're not going to do it forever. Probably aren't going to do it forever. Yeah. But everything you can do and every experience you can have is going to form and shape you going forward, right? Yeah. Yeah. You need a job today. Like it is tough. It's tough for our youth if they don't have any skills and they can't say how that any job relates to a new job. That's tough because, like I'm sure you put a job post, you probably have 100 applicants. We get a few. Yeah. Yep. Right. And then everybody says, I was talking to Deb from Tech Alberta, and she said it's kind of like a lottery. You look and you quickly skim and you look for a keyword that maybe relates to the work and you rip that one out and you shimmy because they all look the same. Like there's not a lot of change. It's hard for entrepreneurs and owners to even pick the right people, and you don't even know if you've skimmed over a good candidate because you're so inundated with resumes. I will say the one thing, and I would actually recommend any small business to do this, or any business in general, that we did this for the last 3 years, and it works at different levels of success depending on the time of year. But we actually, when we get our 1,000 resumes, we send out a survey. Yeah, and if nobody answers the survey, you're out, right? Yeah. And it's a way of filtering. And so what we actually came to terms with is we aren't hiring people based on their skills. You're not hiring based on their skills. They don't. A lot of people don't have the skills you're looking for anyways. Yeah, you're training. Right? You're training that. But you can hire people based on the quality of the person. And when we start running them through these little circles, the hamster wheel, and you start to see how long are they going to stay on this thing, right? Yeah. We don't make it too long, but arduous enough that how serious are you? Yeah. Right? It is amazing how quickly that 1,000 filters down. Wild. And then at least you feel like you're maybe having a bit of a start. And that was, it was as simple as creating a form on
Microsoft Forms
Yeah.
and just bloop, away it goes,
You
right?
do have to be creative. And I've done some training
Yeah.
with Tina from Red Rock HR. And,
Yep.
and she said, even to like say, okay, well, send me in your email back to me, address this individual.
Yeah.
Or address this and answer this. And
Yeah.
you'd be so surprised how many people do not read the instructions.
No.
And you're like, and if it's a job that's attention to detail and you didn't read that,
Then
yeah,
exactly.
why would I pick you?
My favorite is we have the
Yeah.
one, tell me anything about yourself that you haven't touched on yet.
Yeah.
And then it's like two words.
Yeah.
And it's like, but just elaborate a little,
Yeah.
right? Talk yourself up a little, build yourself up a little.
Yeah.
So
One thing Deb talked about too, I talk about Deb just because she
Yeah.
just came down and she
Well,
spoke
now I wanna
to.
meet Deb.
You have to. She's
Yeah.
great, and she'll be at the Aztec Awards. But she came down and she talked to the tech students here, so this first and second year tech students, and talked to them about like becoming workforce ready. And she's awesome. And she said, if you write me a cover letter, likely I'm not looking at it. She said, because I can guarantee you that more times than not, your cover letter has regurgitated your resume.
Sure.
I do not
Sure.
need you to tell
yeah.
me. She said, tell me anything different.
right.
You've got
surprise me with something.
Surprise me about
Yeah.
something about
Yeah.
you and your personality and who you are if you want that to come somewhere, because
I love that.
I'll look at your resume and I'll look at the skills I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Or your experience or something within there. That's show me something different.
It's kind of like sending
Yeah.
an email. And it's going to be that, call it a sales email, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be that one that everybody gets and you
Yeah.
get tired of getting them. And I remember reading somewhere where it said, flare up your subject line.
Yeah.
Don't just say, great opportunity for you. Like, really. And
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times and it's been like immediate responses.
Yeah.
But it triggers something, right? People want to be made to feel like you're trying.
Yes.
At least, right?
Yes, you've done something different
Yeah.
than just plugging your resume in or whatever
Yeah.
the case and spamming that to as many people as possible.
Pretty much.
Hoping to
Yeah.
get a good outcome
Yeah.
out of it. It's
Yeah.
like newsletters, right?
Sure
There's
it is.
how many newsletters are there that don't get looked at?
Yeah, you're looking for a 1% return on that investment, right?
Yeah.
Send out 1,000, maybe I get 10 people that actually do anything with it.
Yeah.
Send out 100 resumes, maybe I get an interview.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't, but nobody can tell me I didn't try.
Yeah.
Right?
It was funny,
So
yeah.
what is trying? That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, it was funny. I said to somebody, I was like, can you put my training in your newsletter? I was like, I didn't, I noticed that you had this section in there and you didn't. They're like, wow, you read that?
They don't even expect anyone to read it.
Yeah, they're like, awesome. Someone's reading it.
Oh, no.
So funny.
Oh, dear.
But-
Too funny.
Yeah, that is the case though, right?
Yeah.
Like we get mass information.
That's over.
And how do you pick through that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Huh. What does Medicine Hat, what are you seeing right now in the community here from a standpoint of, I guess, positivity in the business community? Medicine Hat typically is a little bit stagnant.
Yeah.
I think we can say that safely. We just actually had our municipal election yesterday, so
Yeah.
we'll see where that's going to go.
Yeah.
Some change, some not change.
Yeah.
But Medicine Hat's been a struggle, right? Like,
Yeah.
economically,
Yeah.
it's kind of that forgotten corner of the province. And, so, but what are you seeing and hearing out there in the business community?
Well, we're definitely stagnant. We just, Clayton just sent out some new labor market statistics that said we are like 0.5 growth year over year.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I think we grew by 11 people like 3 years ago. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I didn't even
I'm
know.
waiting for
I didn't
the
even
new
know
census.
statistically they could count like that small. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
they can.
Yeah.
We're hoping it's better. We're still slow. I would say that we still do have some really cool things going on here. I think there's becoming more awareness of some of the cool work that's happening in our
Yeah.
community. One thing I do hear often is like, oh, there's not good jobs here. And I actually don't
Okay.
believe that. I don't believe that. Me and Tracy were talking about
And
that
are you
the other
hearing
day.
that from youth or just
You hear that
at all levels?
anecdotally.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
But there are some good jobs here.
Sure.
We definitely need we need more industry here to continue our growth. And I'd hope that that's a hard one to take on because it's got to be, right fit, right business.
Yeah.
There's all the complexities that come into a company moving to our community. But when you see Lethbridge really booming, you see Tabor and all those like small municipalities, Bow Island.
I know.
They're really growing, and I'm hoping the highway twinning can have some added value. I think it is added value for us. Let's see what this council does here. And we've got to be investment ready. What does that look like?
Yeah.
And I know our economic development team is working, and you don't know what goes on behind the scenes either.
100%. Yeah.
One thing I do think we're doing well is, we've got some really cool startups.
Right.
Some really cool, innovative companies. We've got Grow, new.
Yep. Drones.
Like our aerospace and defense is really doing well. There's so much cool stuff going on, and they're all spin-offs of like coming out of the base. There's a lot of experience, and kinetic, and now they're new companies, and they're all doing different things. So they're not overlapping within each other. And they're really creating some cool jobs. And with the base was just announced like that $750 million expansion.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, they're going to have like a state-of-the-art defense facility.
Which is super exciting to hear because that was a big thing with Battis leaving, was that the base was going to decline, right? So that's incredible. I love it.
It's not. And that's likely to create more jobs. They haven't come out and said that. And they say it'll likely projectively be more money because it's federal government. And by the time it gets to building, costs will be way more significant. But that will likely have an impact, I think, on our community for growth too.
Yep.
But it'll be interesting. I'm in the space that I would love to see us grow out of our capacity. And I know that people like a small community and they feel more at home, but we do need to get out of our comfort.
Okay, Mayor Amber, you're in the mayor's seat now.
Okay.
I'm not sure you want that seat.
That's a hot one.
Knowing what, it is a hot one, that's for sure. Knowing what, kind of where we're at economically and where we're at as a city over the last few years, what would be the first thing, if you were mayor today,
oh goodness,
that you would do? And I want to ask people, and I've asked other people this too, because it really does come down. You are a member of this community, right? And I often wonder what some of these voices are saying, like what needs to be different, or what's going good, or.
Yeah, that's hard to know because I don't know if we know what goes on behind closed doors, right? And so I think if we're looking at growing, I'd probably want to know what we need to be doing or who we need to be looking at that fits our community, that's going to be of good value and continue to grow, right? Like what expands us? Like one company needs to morph into something else. I don't know all the ins and outs of the municipality. I truly don't. But I would like to know what that looks like.
Do you hear a lot of frustrations on the side of business? I think when you get into bigger cities, businesses can very often feel like the red tape that occurs is so overwhelming. Right?
Yeah. I think that they've had their challenges historically, for sure. I do feel like I don't know 100%, but I would say that it's getting better. I'm hopeful that it's getting better.
Well, that's good.
But I don't know. Tracy might know or hear that more. But
I'm just desperate to want to see this place. I want to see Southeast Alberta pop, right? Because I think we have so much to offer.
I think we're behind. I think that we're behind in the times, and we really need to be more forward thinking. Yeah. And that's where they need to land, is just, think ahead.
Need drivers.
How do we continue? Yeah. And I think problematically is they've just been in a lot of transition with a lot of individuals, and that makes it really hard to move a bus forward. Yeah. And so I think that I'm grateful that we're just in this election. Everybody has probably been chosen, or will know by Friday
I think it's pretty cut and dry right now, but
yeah. Our counselors are a little tight for numbers, but I think, you can just hope for a positive outcome.
Yeah, it's going to be new faces. We know that much for sure. And what are you going to do with it, people?
Yeah.
The public has said this is yours.
Yeah.
To go.
And I think that there's some fresh people, some people with some experience, and I think that will help path the way. Yeah. I think it'll help. We need to grow. We need to grow. We need to grow.
Exactly.
I want to see us grow. It was interesting. I'll give you a statement that I heard from an entrepreneur here, and he actually came here because his wife was having hip surgery.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So from BC, I think that they came for. And so they came, they stayed, they'd rented a place and stayed down here. So while she healed and got moving before they came back, and they were like, we just love the community. We ended up coming here.
That's funny. Eh?
And when they bought a house, they said the realtor said, Medicine Hat is our best kept secret. And he said, and that's a big mistake.
And I think they're right.
Yeah, he's like, that is a gross mistake. He said, you have so much to offer, and you should not actually be trying to hide the work that you guys are doing.
Let's get loud.
Let's get, Let's
get loud. I love it. What do you, so with everything you keep busy with, and I know the gym gives you some energy, fills your cup per se.
Yeah, that's my cup. For sure.
What do you do, though, to get away from things? Some forced
I love to hike.
Recharge. Oh, you're a hiker. Okay.
I'm a mountain girl. Yeah. Okay. If you can get me away in the trees, that is what probably brings me the most.
Where do you like to go? Do you go Banff, Canmore area, or do you head down?
I've done lots of hikes in Kananaskis. I'm actually hoping to hike in Kananaskis on Friday.
Nice. This is just the best time of year.
Yeah. I'm actually a little afraid of the bears. I'm not going to lie at this time of the year.
They're getting fat, but they're also getting slower. You run marathons, you'll be fine. You can outrun them.
Yeah. So I was like, I was telling my daughter, I was like, if we go, I need you to make sure that you're like prepared and you're aware. Anyways, I do. Get me away. You could take me to the trees. I say that all the time, and I could spend 24 hours there and feel 1,000 times better. I love to just chill out too. I've definitely dialed back from a lot of like volunteer activity. I did a ton when I was at the bank. It was on, why can't I think of Habitat for Humanity? I spent 3 years chairing that, and we built a house. I did a lot of volunteering for the Root Cellar in their Food First program. So I loved that, teaching financial literacy to people who don't.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fill my cup too. I could go back to that. I loved it. And so I've slowed down on that, just trying to take some time with my family. Chill out a little bit. I got a new puppy.
Oh, nice. What did we get?
Yeah. He's a Shepherd Cross. Oh. And he's so naughty. He's baby shark right now.
Sheds everywhere.
No, the other one sheds way worse. He's still in his puppy, so he's not shedding a ton, but he will be an absolute disaster of a shedder soon. And so just chilling out. I feel like I've spent some time just trying to take a step back and breathe a bit and not be so busy. Even though I'm still busy, I'm spending a lot of time with my daughter. She's finally gotten into like going to fitness classes, which she was like, I'm never doing that. She won't come to crew, but whatever.
Exactly.
So spending some time with her as she gets older, and it's been good.
That's nice.
Yeah. You spend lots of time with Nora here.
Well, both the kids, right?
That's awesome.
It is awesome. 90% of the time it's really awesome. 10% she would say the same thing. So I feel free to say this. It's a struggle at times, right?
Yeah.
What I would say though, what I do miss, and my wife also says this, is, her and I, we used to, even after crew, we went to Varick's for a little while, and we always worked out together. And then, the minute I got a few jobs out of town, all that's hard. Went to shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I think she misses it. I miss it. And we just got to figure out how to get back to that. I feel fortunate to be able to do that. Not many daughters would want to go to the gym with their dad.
No, I think it's incredible.
We had fun doing it, right? So we'll figure out how to get back to it. But I don't know. Spending time with your kids is just fun time. I do all my fly fishing with Elliot in the summer. Awesome. And it's what fills your cup, and you got to find those little moments of recharge, right? So can
I tell you about a fishing experience?
Yeah, I would love for you to tell me about a fishing. So, I hope it's as good as your ultra.
I'm working on
triathlon.
Oh my God, yeah, we can talk about that too. Okay, so I went on this fishing adventure for about an hour in Bow Island. I'm working on a project called Move to Bow Island. So I don't know if you know Move to Medicine Hat or Move to Brooks, Move to Tabor. Okay, so we have a Move to initiative. Which is a website that's different than the municipal website. And we have articles of individuals that live in the community. We interview business owners. We have video. We have all the recreation. We have people out in the community. So they're just these like beautiful websites that kind of show a lens into the community. So we know that like to attract people into our region down here, it can sometimes be challenging. So how do we use those sites? We market them out of our community. So in the higher cost of living and say like, hey, this is what it would be like. We got really cool programs in our school system. The cost of living is incredible here. So I'm working on a video. Bow Island really struggles to attract physicians at this point. So we were working, and Dr. Edwards offered to be in. So Dr. Edwards had to come out of retirement.
Did he actually?
So otherwise they can't run the hospital.
Nora.
No.
We lived in Bow Island for 3 years.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're going to love this.
I love Bow Island. And I loved Dr. Edwards.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's really great. He said yes to this video.
Wow.
The other doctor was like, absolutely not. So I ended up using a physician here. And we created this kind of lifestyle video of where they're like working and then the image changes and then they're out with doing something in the community of value. So it shows the community. Anyways, so he offered, I said, what do you like to do in Bow Island? You have 20 grandkids at this point.
Crazy.
Yeah. And he said, we love to fish. And I said, well, would you let us video you fishing? And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm free on Saturday. Can you come up at 9? We'll go fishing. So his daughter came, 3 of his grandchildren, and they took us on this private property, and you go down to the river. And in 1 hour, we caught 8 fish.
Pretty good.
I was like, I've never had a fishing experience like this in my life, Dr. Edwards. I was like, can I fish with you all the time? These kids are just wrangling
That's hilarious.
fish up.
That's awesome.
It was incredible. And like, that's a part of community.
You experienced the potential of Bow Island right there, right?
And I was like, and the community side of it, like his daughter moved back and what she likes about living there. You know what I mean? And how they can stay connected. And she's like, we wouldn't have had this if we were gone. And my kids would not have these experiences with grandpa if we were in a different community. And a lot of our other siblings don't have this relationship. And it's so important.
It is. And I can speak to my 3 years in Bow Island. It's a town of 2,500 people.
Yeah.
And it just hit like no other.
Yes.
It was, we always laughed. We moved from, Tabor, but originally from Calgary.
Yeah.
And we would have friends come down and visit, and they'd be like, dude, why is everybody waving at us? Like, it just doesn't matter.
Town.
That's small town.
That's small town.
You just drive down the street and everybody waves at you. And it was an amazing 3 years. We still have great relationships from the time there. We were just, talking the other day, Leanne and I, how we've got, a friend that she just went for a walk with the other day. 22 years we've known her, right?
That's awesome.
And you just value your time in those communities, and they have so much to offer. It's a simpler way of life. Right?
So much to offer, and their municipality. They are a very small team doing a lot of good things. Yeah. Oh man, they are working so hard. They're working so hard to get residential pieces together, get land developed so they can have houses being built. And it's crazy.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cute. We were doing a video scene with the RCMP. Yeah. And these kids, and they're drinking Slurpees, and this little girl's like, Grandma comes out of one store. She's like, Grandma, I'm in a movie. And like, oh my God. Then she sees her other cousin or something. I'm in a movie. They're like, what movie? She's like, I don't know, but they gave me a Slurpee.
I was on camera. Therefore, I'm in a movie.
So cute.
So cute. Awesome.
So that's been a really fun thing to be a part of, talking to the people from the different municipalities, what makes them tick, because every municipality is so different, but very cool. They all have their unique strengths, weaknesses, and they're all just adapting.
But nobody knows what's going to work for them unless the messaging gets out there, right?
Yeah.
So
very cool.
I want to hit you with a little bit of rapid fire here.
Okay.
What is your favorite recovery meal?
Chicken.
Just chicken.
So-
like Kentucky Fried
like,
Chicken?
like in recovery meal, like, am I...
You
I'm-
just
I'm
kicked your ass at the gym.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you going for?
Oh, smoothie or...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
healthy individual.
All right.
I go to the gym in the morning and I'm a breakfast wrap individual.
Okay.
Like we cook our bacon and our eggs on Sunday and our wraps and then I put them in the panini. So that, like I'm very religious
All right.
to my eating. Yeah, I stay pretty dialed in for the most part until I get into the candy.
The candy's a weak point? All right.
Yeah.
I got Jolly Ranchers for
Yeah.
you later. Favorite pump-up song?
Oh, I love Rage Against the Machine.
Really? All right. We're going pretty
love
hard here.
Rage Against the Machine. Like
Wow.
I start a race and that's my jam. Yeah.
All right. Dream hike.
Oh, I want to do the West Coast Trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is that supposed to take you?
Days. They say, I think at minimum, if you're really trekking, you could probably be out in 3, and that would be a stretch, I
Right.
would assume.
Okay, that's what I thought,
But
yeah.
they say generally people take a week to get out
Okay.
of there. So
Yeah.
I would guess 5 days.
Yeah. You should, and I know you've talked to Nora about this, the Camino de Santiago, that would be right up your alley.
Okay, what is that?
That's the hike through Spain and Portugal.
Okay.
So where they end up at Compostela, anyway, somewhere in Portugal.
Does she want to do that with me?
She's done it twice with her mother, different routes. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
they did the big one. It was 800 some odd kilometers.
Wow.
32 days, and I'm going to get this wrong, so I'll apologize to my family in advance. Yeah, it was over 30 days of, 25 kilometer
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Super challenging. Yeah, it's really, really neat.
Yeah.
And you're staying in hostels. You're a pilgrim, right?
Yeah.
It's a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
But that would be right up your jam.
So a lady that I run with here, she was telling me about that. And
Yep.
she's like, I would love to do that. I would be all over it.
Oh yeah, you would absolutely love it
For now,
sure.
West Coast is on my list.
Nice.
I
That's
have a
awesome.
backpack.
What is one thing you would say people misunderstand about strong women? You're in that category, by the way.
I think sometimes if you're strong, people just get intimidated of you, or I don't want to say the B word, but like that you're hard.
Yeah.
Or you're not confrontable, or you're rigid. And yeah, there's a lot of powerhouse women out there.
Big time.
Big
more
time.
and more every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think everybody just needs to seek to understand people before you judge people.
I like that.
Yeah, my husband says that all the time, and I think it's so important.
Wise man.
Yes, he is. You know what? He married me, and then he became a psychologist, I think, for obvious reasons. I'm not even joking. He just became a psychologist this year.
Did he actually?
He
Oh,
literally
geez.
did his
Okay.
master's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and now he's running his own private practice. He
Good for him.
opened this year. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's
he's
great.
awesome. And it's really important. I think we paint people with a lens that we see from an exterior without understanding people. And I think if we try to understand someone's narrative, whether it's right or wrong,
Yeah.
we'll have a better view of where they're at. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to end with this, and it's the face that one day I will see again. Give me your meanest trainer face.
Oh man, I always have really, really bad resting bitch face. People say. So when I get Starbucks all the time, you guys, they say smile on my cup.
Seriously? Oh, no. That's the message you
My
get on your
husband says all the
Starbucks.
time, yes. And people
Oh,
have
no.
said over the years, they're like, Amber, I would have thought you were the meanest individual, but you're actually so nice. And I was like, I really need to work on that.
Oh, wow.
I really need to
Okay,
work
so
on it. Okay, so what was the question? I got distracted by
Well,
my smile cap.
I'm thinking just casually now, just give us your normal face. No.
Yeah,
there
my
you
husband
go.
says, you try to smile, honey. Yeah.
What would be a good trainer face?
I'd like to see you suffering. Yeah.
See, I
It's that
remember
shit-eating grin.
more smiling. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a shit-eating grin
There
for
isn't
sure.
a mean. That's the mean
But
face.
yeah, when I see
Yeah.
you suffering on the ground, I'm thriving. And I laugh too, which is just a terrible thing.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
But,
you got to come back. You know what?
I know.
Like, and not even to me, coaching. I think
Yeah.
you should just come. We could work out together. I've been doing the 5 a.m. class these days.
Have you?
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know how you guys do it all the time. It's hard.
It is hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting. I'm 51 now. That's 5
You're
a.m.
a spring chicken,
I am a
man.
spring chicken.
I tell people, don't tell me you're old until you're 80.
No, and it's funny, and I'll say this too. I was just telling you, I was at a Jim Collins thing down in Chicago last week, and he said in there, his mentor, Peter Drucker,
Yeah.
wrote 10 books after he turned 87.
Wow.
And he did 2/3 of his work after he was 65.
Wow.
And Jim Collins is 67. And he said, so my attitude is I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
So, and that's the attitude. And I think
Yeah.
anybody, for myself, I'm bringing that forward every single day. And,
Yeah.
and for all of us, right? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to get older. So what? What's tomorrow going to bring? What's the next day going to bring? Let's
Man,
go.
you're only older, wiser.
Yeah.
You have more experience.
Way more to offer.
Yeah. You've seen more.
Yeah.
Like,
no one listens, but I have a lot to
yeah,
offer.
I tell people I complain.
That's why
no
I
one
started
cares.
a podcast.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're a great leader. And I think you've done a lot. I was
Make sure
excited.
you give her the $20 later, okay?
Yeah, you're right. I do. I think you've done a lot with your company.
Yeah.
I think that you do a lot with your people. I was really pleasantly surprised when the first time I came here and I talked to you about what you do and the work you do. I went back and I was like, you guys, Randy Volk is probably the best person I've ever talked to from a leader because he's doing all the right things. Like you invest in your staff. You're trying to do the right thing. You're always learning. You are always learning. I see that on LinkedIn all the time. You're always trying to learn more, do more things. You're humble. You care. Yeah.
There was, have you
And
ever
you
heard
work with your kids, and everybody is all like that speaks volumes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Jim Rohn?
No.
Okay. I'll give you a book here before you leave. Anyways, he was kind of, he's passed away now, but again, a business guy.
Yeah.
But his big philosophy was, I'm going to work on me so I can be better for you.
Yes.
And I want you to work on you so you can be better for me.
Yes.
Right? Instead of figuring out how to help other people.
Yes.
First, help yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can only give what you already have, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a responsibility to pour that out. So, but yeah, so it is. It's, I think, personal. I just call it personal, not even professional, because there is no differentiation in my mind. So, personal development, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing to make ourselves better today than we did tomorrow?
Yeah.
So,
it's all you can do in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. We're not always going to be make the right choice, right decision.
Right.
Yeah. I think you lead from example.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. I think you're doing great things.
Thanks.
And I'm looking forward to your continued success, pal.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Amber. And you too.
And all those push-ups and we'll make you do. I'm looking forward to that. You know what? I should give you a welcoming back burpees.
I was waiting for her to say maybe we should do some in here, and I'm really grateful how small this room is.
There's room. We can do squats.
Yeah.
You know?
You haven't heard my knees lately. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Amber, thanks for coming on. It was a ton
Thank you.
of fun.
Pleasure.